Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. We are really excited to kick off our fireside chat on what concerns about databases keep tech leaders up at night. I'm joined by two fantastic speakers today, Iqbal Khan, who is the president and CTO at Alachisoft, and Umair Shahid, who is the founder at Stormatics. So before our speakers do a deep dive on the issues that CTOs face in mission critical environments, I would like to go over a few housekeeping items. This session is being recorded and the recording will be shared with you afterwards. If you have any questions throughout the session, please feel free to share it either in the Q&A box or the webinar chat, and we'll address them at the end of the session. And that's all from my end. Over to you, Umar Iqbal.
Thank you, Annie. And I think that you're being extra courteous if you call me a speaker in here as well, because I really am not. Iqbal, you are the person in the limelight. I'm just here to be the host. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you coming in.
My
So
pleasure, Umair.
yeah, we're going to dive right in, and here's something that I often tell people. Some things in life are meant to be boring. You never want to be on an exciting flight, right? I mean, you want your flight to be absolutely boring, nothing exciting happening on it. And databases we see, in a similar way, in a similar light. You don't want your databases to be exciting, to be, um, thrilling in any way. You want your database to just work, just, be boring. And if something does go wrong, much like if something goes wrong on a flight, it will make a lot of people scream. And it's extremely painful, and that's what we'll be talking about. What are the possible concerns regarding the databases that might keep tech leaders up at night? So, Iqbal, the first question, and that is the first question in your experience as you work with the tech leaders, what kind of issues do you think that they're most worried about?
Umair, thank you. Before I dive into that answer, I think I'll give you a context of the environment that I deal with or that we deal with in our company. We have a product that actually caters to high transaction applications, and scalability and high availability is of paramount. Our customers are using our product in their mission critical applications. So these are live online applications. So I think obviously, all of our customers who use our product are using relational databases on the back end. Majority of our ecosystem is in the Microsoft side. So the leading database there is SQL Server, but we come across Oracle, we come across MySQL, and obviously Postgres as well. But the issues are the same that we come across, which is that because of the scalability, because of the sensitive nature of these mission critical applications, the database is seen as a very sensitive component that if it did not perform, if it did not provide high availability, if it did not provide the scalability, and for those who may not understand what scalability means here, I'm sure your audience do, but still, a database might have an excellent performance with just 5 users, but is it going to have that same performance with 5,000 or 50,000 users? Again, not database users, these are users of the applications that are then hitting on the database. So I think because of that sensitivity, performance, scalability, and high availability are the biggest concerns that we come across when we talk to our customers and the management in those organizations.
Perfect. Thank you so much for defining that and setting that context. And I think that, performance is kind of self-explanatory, and thank you for diving into scalability. Maybe, let's just do a double click on high availability as well. And for the purpose of, for the education of our audience, if you can define what high availability means and why is it important to tech leaders?
High availability, again, as they say, the strength of a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So anything in the application infrastructure that becomes weak and forces the application to either go down or become so slow that it is not operable. That is essentially a high availability problem or lack of high availability. So lack of or high availability for our customers is obviously the bottommost layer is the database. That is where everything is originating. So the database has to always be up. So that means it cannot be a single instance. It has to be a multi-instance type of a database environment. There has to be some sort of failover within that scenario. Some customers then also they take high availability to the next level of disaster recovery, where they deploy the applications in two different sites. I was just talking to one customer, I think yesterday, that they were deploying their applications in two different sites. And two different sites could also mean one is active, one is passive, or it could be that they're both active sites. The more common situation is the active passive site, which is because a lot of businesses, for compliance reasons also, they have to ensure high availability. So high availability means that none of these components can go down. Database being the most sensitive of those also has to there, but then the next tier above is the application, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah, the database is not supposed to go down. No pressures, right? So and again, thank you for explaining that. Redundancy, as I understand with your explanation, redundancy is important. You cannot just have one copy of the data,
Could
just
you please
one
repeat it
database.
again?
So the way I understand it, can you hear me well now? Yeah.